50% in 6 months is, in principle, easy. And the complex will have a swimming pool, a water park, a gym, and a cafe. Everything you need for life will be in this complex. After 35%, it is already possible to resell. That is, it turns out that the entire basic installment plan, she will remain a new buyer. 5 items of household appliances, that is, it is also very profitable. We get an entrance for all 25%. It is only in May that the discount on the project is 10%. Prices start from £99,800. 57% of the profit. And this can be done in principle quickly, because we do not have any midges or mosquitoes here. The apartment also has parking for a car underground. Not far from the sea, that is, we showed you. This is a low-rise building. Let's look at this project in more detail. We will be in the office so that the wind and noise do not interfere with us. The project is very interesting, especially since Northern Cyprus is the most interesting place in the world. Where I liked it the most, because it is generally an island, surrounded by beautiful sea, beautiful beaches, beautiful nature, a lot of stories. And this project is located on one of these historical sites. Firstly, there are a lot of advantages of this project. Let's first look at the advantages of the project. The main thing is the location of this project. The project is located near the sea. We showed you. This is a low-rise building, which is also a very big plus. And the complex will have a swimming pool, a water park, a gym, and a cafe. Everything you need for life will be in this complex. And the most important thing that our investors need is that the entry into investments should be as minimal as possible. In this project, the input is only 25%. If, for example, an apartment costs 100, it is enough just to pay 25 and you are already in the. Now is the best time to enter this project, because it is only in May that the 10% discount on the project. In addition to the discount, there are also 5+ household appliances. That is, it is also very profitable, and look at what great prices. Prices start from £99,800. This is for the studio, which is located on the ground floor, or locally it is on the ground. The studio will have 40 or 42 square meters plus a 5-meter balcony. This is a large studio, which will completely include a double bed and a double sofa, so that it can accommodate a person. We only consider such studios. There are cheaper studios that cost from $96,000, but they have a small square footage 35 meters. A double bed will fit, but the sofa will no longer fit. Only such options make sense to consider. When a family arrives, 2 adults and 2 children, so that they can stay in this studio, it turns out that the studio with a discount turns out to be $89,820 and the person needs to pay. I made a calculation for the investor, that is, you need to pay only 25%. It turns out to be a little more than £20,000. Let's look at the calculation of the profit for 6 months for the investor. If we consider this option of 42 meters and a balcony of 5 square meters, this studio costs $99,800. If with a 10% discount it will turn out to be $89,250. If we consider this for investors, we always make good discounts for investors. For example, consider a 5% discount. This will be the cost of $84,787. The first payment is 25%. It will amount to £21,196. And even if we sell it at the price that is currently set by the developer, although the developer promises that by the summer he will raise the price by 10%, that is, we set the price even cheaper than the developers by 99,000. Out of 99,000, our price is 84,700. We take away 2,000 for assignment, because the developer charges 2,000 for assignment. In total, we have a profit of £12,213. That is, having invested 21,000, we get £12,000 at the output. That is, this is 57% of the profit, and it can be done in principle quickly. You can do all this from 3 months to 6 months. That is, 50% in 6 months is, in principle, easy. These are interesting, very good projects, and the most important thing for a new buyer, when we go out for resale, the first advantage will be that we come out at a price cheaper than the developers. For example, 10,000 cheaper than the developers is one time. The second plus is that we have 5 more household appliances in the price for free. This is also a plus for the buyer. A person has an installment plan and an installment plan as well as a developer, also for 2.5 years. The only downside is that he has to contribute not 35% as the developer, but 35 and plus some kind of profit. We have to add profit here. If we add here a profit of 14,000, then he should pay not 35%, but 44%. That is, when a person enters a project and pays less than half the cost, and everything else is in installments, then these apartments are actually sold much easier. In ordinary projects, as we have it, you contribute 35% and you have the right to resell after you pay half, but you're adding your profit in this half. And when a person buys an apartment that has not yet been built, is he forced to do something? He is forced to pay 70% of the cost of the apartment. Then, he has an installment plan, but he has to pay 70% of the cost of the apartment. This is not always convenient. That is, in this case, it turns out that this project is good. Our buyer, you already have a buyer as an investor, he will pay only 44%. That is, this is a very profitable offer. Therefore, if you are interested, please write to me on WhatsApp. Leave your comments, like, and share this video with your friends. Let's look at the advantages of this project again. The biggest advantage of this project is, of course, low-rise buildings. There are only 2 apartments for each other, the first floor and the second floor. That is, it is a 2-story building. This is very good because it is a seismically stable structure. And also, a few neighbors, less noise, less dust. And the most important thing that I like the most is the Ieni Boazici area. I just like this area more than anything in the world. What are the advantages of this area? There is the best beach in the area of Ieni Boazici. I like Ieni Boazici beach more than Long Beach. Firstly, the beach is safer here, because there are much fewer stones here, and sometimes you go to Long Beach and come across stones. Secondly, the sand is much better here. It is the sand itself. There is also grass here, and the sea is just beautiful. There are also those beaches that are specially made for children. Nature has made them so that you can walk 500 meters there and you will be waist deep. It's very safe. There are no jellyfish, no hedgehogs. There is nothing at all that you would worry about if your children were swimming in the sea. And it is also a safe country, so the children will be very happy here. And what else is good for children is the Ieni Boazici district, because the nearest English school is located here, and both for the youngest children and for the most adults, because there is a college here, and they also want to build a nearest university here over time. Can you imagine? So far we have 2 nearest universities. One is in Lefkosh, one is in Derna. The third university will be in the Ieni Boazici area, so this will be a very big plus. It also turns out to be a hospital, a park, and in general, the Ieni Boazici district is considered an elite area, such as Barvikha or Rublevka in Russia, and a very big plus. When we also lived in different areas, and now, for example, guests come to us, they say, "Oh, mosquitoes bit us, we did not forget to close the door. In general, we live in Ieni Boazici with open windows, with open doors, and we do not have mosquito nets, because we do not have midges or mosquitoes here. And most importantly, in summer, for example, it is very beautiful in Tyrrhenia. But there are a lot of cicadas there. Cicadas sing. They don't let you sleep. You just can't sleep with the window open. But there is no such thing here, and this is a very big plus. And the third plus, for example, there is no such humidity here. And this heat, which happens here in summer, is 36 degrees. It happens 37 degrees in summer. In the area of Ieni Boazici, this heat is very easily tolerated. I was told by friends from Germany, when they arrived, of course, they were also taken towards Tyrrhenia. And so they say, we get off the bus, we walked for 5 minutes, everyone was covered in sweat, but all 5 days of this free tour, everyone drove us around the country. And then on the last day we decided, just for information, to take him just to our area. And he says that we got off the bus, look at the beautiful beach, then let's go to a restaurant and sit. It's an open-air restaurant, and he notices that we walk outside for about an hour and we're dry, we don't have sweat. When we choose a place to live, such things as, for example, humidity, which is easily tolerated, mosquitoes, midges, and so on, it still has a very strong effect. Therefore, the advantage of Ieni Boazici lies precisely in this, that this is an area for living. It is very nice here, and of course there is no dust or unnecessary noise. This is just such a good residential area where you can live well, where your children will also feel very good, because the school is nearby. Because even people who live in Long Beach, they just take all the children to our Ieni Boazici, to a non-Arista school. This complex will have a very good infrastructure. The first is the pools. Secondly, it is a gym, a spa center, a cafe. There will be a steakhouse, because the Americans, who have a chain of steakhouses in the USA, they decided to buy an apartment here. 2+1. They have taken 2 apartments for themselves, and they want to open a cafe here. There will be a cafe right in our complex. That is, this is a very big plus. There will also be a small plastic clinic. There will also be an underground parking. Each apartment has more parking for a car underground. I showed you the pit that was dug. This is exactly what the underground parking will be. That is, your cars will not keep warm, they will be underground. The plus side of the apartment price is usually underground parking. It still costs extra money, but here it's all included in the price of the apartment. This is a good option. And there will also be shops, pharmacies, a sports ground, a barbecue area, and just a green area. And among other things, this developer is very good. He is the very first developer in Northern Cyprus who has a star developer, and only high-quality materials, the best finishes, premium plumbing will be used in construction. So the option is very good. This is a very good location. The sea and the beach are 900 meters away. 7 minutes to Famagusta. 6 minutes to Lang Beach. 3 minutes to the ancient city of Salamis. 35 minutes to the airport. That is, this complex is very good. Let's see which apartments will be in this complex. In this complex there will be studios 1+1, 2+1, 1+1 loft, 2+1 loft and studio loft, and there will also be detached villas. And I want to tell you what good areas the apartment has and for the price. For example, a studio of 40 square meters plus a 5-meter balcony. Such a layout turns out to be an entrance kitchen, living area, and even a double bed is separate. That is, it turns out that you can even consider it as a studio with a niche and also have your own terrace. Imagine, and a terrace and a green area. That is, a very large area, and the cost of this studio is 99,800, but now the discount is 89,820. The next one we have is apartment 1+1. This apartment is also quite spacious. A separate bedroom turns out to have 11 square meters of living space. That is, it includes a double bed, 2 bedside tables and of course a built-in wardrobe, a bathroom of 4.5 meters, an additional hall of 3 meters. That is, the cost of an apartment 1+1 starts from 134,800, which is at a 10% discount. The next apartment is 2+1 on one level. The total area of the apartment is 85 meters plus 16 square meters. It is a large terrace of 16 meters. The cost of such an apartment is 2+1 195,000 pounds. This is without discount. With a discount, you get 175,000 pounds. Very large, very spacious. Now there are more loft apartments. But, for example, it's called a loft studio. This means that the usual standard studio plus a loft. This means that the ceiling height above the living room is 5 to 7 meters. And plus there is also a separate bedroom. That is, it turns out that if we say that the usual standard studio is 40 meters, then the loft studio, it already turns out to be 54 meters, because it is standard 40 and plus we also get 14 meters at the top of a circular staircase. You go up, there is another bedroom upstairs. That is, some people do not call it studio loft, but call it 1+1 loft. And here it's called the loft studio. Its price is 125,000 pounds, with a discount of 112,000 pounds. The same goes for apartments 1+1 loft. That is, this is a standard 1+1 apartment plus another bedroom on the second floor and a ceiling height of 5 meters. Loft 1+1, of course, already costs 162,000 pounds, but it is like apartment 2+1, that is, there are two separate bedrooms. That is, if we say that 2+1 standard costs 175,500 with a discount, and 1+1 loft, but there is another bedroom, that is 2 bedrooms 162,000. There are also 2 apartments plus 1 loft. It's like 3 separate bedrooms. They have a total area of 114 square meters. They have a terrace of 58 meters. Such an apartment costs 365,000 pounds, but a jacuzzi is already included in the price of such an apartment, which is located on the ground floor of this apartment. It turns out she also has a jacuzzi. Imagine an apartment 2+1. A jacuzzi, a large terrace, and there is another second floor where there is another bedroom and also another large terrace, that is, 2 huge terraces. The apartment is on 2 levels. A very luxurious apartment, but the price, of course, is also sufficient. The materials are very beautiful. Everything is very, very top-notch, so the option is very good. I recommend this complex to everyone, both for life and for investment. This option is very good. Right now, the price is very good. So if you are interested, please come right to me on WhatsApp. Leave your likes, leave your comments, and of course if you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So invest wisely. Invest with us. Konevin Investment Company is always on top. The slogan of this complex is the joy of enjoying the sea in a luxurious life. Come to us.